fresh in the flesh. Funky fresh in the flesh.
All right, what up, though? This B-Boy Red.
I'm DJ Butter, y'all.
This Funky Fresh in the Flesh podcast.
That's right. We got the incredible collector, you know what I'm saying, a historian, a curator, Nuface is in the house today, you know. ATLian, Detroiter, you know, all that, you know.
Yeah, I really love and respect. Honored to be a part of the podcast. Congratulations too.
Thank you,
Thanks.
man. Man, talk about what part of Detroit you growing up in Detroit. What was that like? You know, what was the neighborhood like? The culture like at that time before you moved to ATL.
So you know, we all had that story where you started out with your both parents and you got the happy home. So that was a kid. So I'm on the west side on Roseline, right off Wyoming. Cool Mile sign was right there. So as a kid, I was there. Once they separated, I went from Highland Park with my mother, and then Herman Gardens with my father's side. So the projects one side, then Highland Park. So like I'm in the middle of both projects, hood, going to like Hampton Elementary, and then later Mumford High School, the Blue School on Wyoming.
So
pretty fun though. It was. I mean, this is all before pre-hip hop came into my life. So it was. I remember going to SS Kresge's and stealing like Mask and G.I. Joe toys and He-Man toys and comic books and basketball cards, and my parents finding bubble gum in my pocket and taking me to jail on some scared straight. Like, we're going to leave you in here if you steal stuff. And I'm crying like I'll never steal again. And I probably was back out next week stealing Optimus Prime and Transformers and stuff like that. So it was a little bit of both worlds. I was probably pretty much a homebody from my mother. I was a really only child, so I pretty had much the house to myself. My mother worked, so it pretty much latchkey kid. So I held the house down while she was away. She trusted me with the key, and you know, I pretty much just watched it. You know, read comic books and stuff like that.
Right. Hey, wait, you moved to Atlanta in what, like the 90s?
94 Freaknik.
Okay, all right.
I visited in 94.
and then come back.
Hey, they got a lot of people like that.
Damn.
Yeah. It was supposed to be for a college tour. So we visited all like Spelman Morehouse, all the college CAU, and it happened to be like, all right, we get a break, so y'all get to hang around to the city. So I just hopped on the bus. I used to ride the DOT in Detroit, so I was cool with that. So, but it hit Peachtree, and I look over and it's something going on called Freaknik. So I'm like, oh, this shit. It reminded me of like Belle Isle, but like just like with like I'm watching Redman and Too Short and Keith Murray, like all these like celebrities that I only seen on TV. I'm seeing them like right in the street, and I was like, nah, yeah, I'm coming back. Nah, fuck that. I'm coming. I'm going to CAU. I'm going to college, folks. I'm out of here.
Right.
So you was out there when they did the rim shop, when Eric Sherman had the rim shop. Right at the top of that, right?
Yeah, right on Peachtree and International Boulevard. Yep.
Wow.
Rim shop. Too Short and Redman would be in there recording. Too Short thought I was. I remember him asking me, "You rap? You look like you rap." I was like, "Nah." You know, it seemed like I could have said yeah. He probably would have wrote me some raps and I would have did something. But I was like, "Nah, I don't rap. I just doing what I did back then."
Right. Hey, what was college life like down in ATL at that time?
Oh man, it was like heaven because it reminded me of like Do the Right Thing and in Different World, like just people that look like me. I just remember sitting on it, like we had a thing called the walkway where, you know, classes was coming on campus, but people coming and going and walking. It was like it reminded us just being in the hallways of high school, but we adults at this point. So, you know, it was pretty cool. And the people I met, I still have relationships to this day, but it just reminded me of like Black Excellence because it was only us. Like, and it was just so dope to watch the different fashions, artists that come through with the colleges. Like I met early Fife Dog and Scarface. They would do press runs because we had CAU radio, so they would always do like college radio. So I would see like my favorite artists just on campus or doing in stores at the local record stores, things like that. So it was like a beautiful thing. And I was a hustler, so I had a store in my dorm room. I worked at Kroger, so I would buy the pops, the chips, the ramen noodles, the blunts, the bubble gum, the candy, the chip, everything I had in my dorm room. So my dorm room was like the spot, and I was the first nigga there with a PlayStation. So really, I had the arcade room too, NBA Live, all the games, Contra, shit like that. Like my room was like the hookup spot.
Right. That's dope.
Hey, how many years you been collecting your memorabilia?
Shit, I want to say like people say like, when did you start? Like, so my father took me to Joe Louis Arena when we had the Fresh Fest, and that was 1986. So the first rappers I ever seen as a kid it was three white guys. That was the Beastie Boys. Next people up was it was Houdini, then Run DM, then LL, and then at the end it was Run DMC. And I remember them saying, if you got Adidas, put them in the air. And my father had bought me and him matching pair of shoes and things like that. So I still had that ticket stub. So, you know, that's something that I kept. And that's really like when I started keeping, because that turned me on to hip hop. Because after that, I was still buying toys, but I was buying like, you know, Rap Sheet magazine, all the rap thing associated to do with rap. I was buying anything. I was at Mammoth Flea Market buying anything rap, Drunken Master tapes, any Slum Village, any Detroit mixtapes or any hip hop. I was buying all that shit. Like I was going to Wonder Love or Chantanique Record, Jefferson. It was a spot on Jefferson I would go to. Like every tape store, I was up in that motherfucker buying shit.
Man, I was telling the fellas that about you at the Rock the Bells cruise with your gallery, your museum section on it. Talk about that. How did LL hook up with you on that, and you know what's that like to really display all your stuff you've been collecting for years? You know.
That was really a full circle moment, because like I just said, that was the first rapper I ever seen live ever was LL Cool J. But forward to about 3 years ago, you know, we're in quarantine and LL's doing lives. Like he doing, you know, that was when live went crazy and he invite people and talk to people. And it was this one day he had talked to Big Daddy Kane, and then he was talking to Royce the 5'9". And Royce was bigging him up like, you my inspiration. So I'm like, I'm gonna just push a button, man. I'm gonna see if he accepted it. And I showed him my collection. I showed him my books. I literally gave him a tour on the phone. Like he literally like, what else you got? Show me what else your books you got. Show me the way. And I'm nervous, like my hand, like talking to my fucking rap hero, like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And other people, I'm watching, I'm looking at the comments, like some people recognize me and some people like, damn, he got all this. So at the end, he like, no, you got some stuff. We got to connect, man. I'm gonna have my people call your people, man. Rock the bell. So they would started following me then, but it was once they announced that cruise was happening, I just put my logo up and I put a post that said, Rock the Bells Cruise, Nuface, Nostalgia. Can we tag LL and Rock the Bells? Tag them too, man. Let's make something happen, man. And my supporters all went crazy. And I get a DM from Bun B. UGK was the first person who was like, let me make a call and hook you up with the right people. So I'm like, what that mean? So I did get a call. Then I get a call from somebody that works with LL. And he was like, no, yeah, I talked to L. He was like, let him know we got him. Tell his people to back down. Like we he good. We got him on the boat. Like stand down. And so it started with that. So I did get their attention. Then it was a matter because I haven't had a job ever. I like to say I live off the land or I live off the culture. The universe takes care of me. You know what I'm saying? So I did a GoFundMe. Like letting people know I need to, you know, buy the airplane ticket. Once I get to the Rock the Bells joint, I need to, you know, the festival at least, not even the boat. So I go to the festival. I need the money to live in the hotel in New York while I'm in Queens and just live around. So I end up earning like maybe $3,000 just from my supporters from a GoFundMe. But one of the main people was a Big Boy from the West Coast. You know, Big Boy's name.
Radio.
Yeah.
So I get first a DM like, keep going, I love what you're doing, but then I get a GoFundMe alert and the amount of like $1,000. I'm like, this got to be a mistake. And I Googled it and it says Kirk Alexander. And I go to Google Kirk Alexander and it's a picture of Big Boy with Michael Jackson and Dr. Dre. And I'm like, oh shit, Big Boy. Like, oh shit, somebody I never met in my life donated $1,000 to the cause. Like, we couldn't ask our cousins or our uncles to give us $100.
Right.
Complete stranger to believe in the movement and DM me and like, I see what you're doing and keep going. So that got me to Queens to the Rock the Bells festival. And so I went to the festival with my backpack full of stuff. Like I didn't even get to the hotel. I literally went to the airplane to Queens. So I had my stuff plus all my, so I took everything in my collection for every artist that was on the lineup. So that's Nori, that was Busta Rhymes, that was Fat Joe, that was Little Kim, that was Trina. Everybody that was on the lineup, Cameron, Jim, everybody on that lineup, I had something in my book bag to load up for them. But in the back of my bag, I knew LL was closing it out. So I'm like, I'm going to lock in on him. So I waited every moment. I got every autograph I was supposed to get because Nori Aga, that's my dog from Drink Champ. So I'm on his bus. So I'm able to like go on the bus and everybody hollering at him. So I ain't even have to really work that hard because they coming to him. And I'm like, well, shit. Oh, here you go. I got this. He's like, yeah, Nuface, got to get the autograph. Nuface. And you know what I'm saying? So it's love there. So then we get to after LL performs and I get the opportunity to meet him after he comes down off his trailer. He meets everybody and he see me like, oh, man, Nuface. Yeah, we're going to see you on the cruise. And he signed, give me an autograph. He signed the Metro card, a couple magazines. And like, I see you on the cruise. And then after that, the people reached out, made it happen, man. Flew me out, paid me to be on there. I hosted hip hop trivia with Torre. Man, I had the time of my life, man. And RIP DJ Mr. C, he was on that boat as well.
That's something he passed away right after that. That's wild.
You seen that jacket I took. So
yeah.
Got to do a post about that, but I took a Hip Hop 50 starter, gave me a New York Yankees jacket, said Hip Hop 50, and everybody on that boat, I had them sign that jacket from Kid Capri to everybody, Ross, Little John, Big
Too
Boy.
Short, yeah.
Everybody signed that, so that was like a once in a lifetime experience. Because again, like I said, I got paid to do what I already do naturally because I work at the Trap Music Museum, so I got a collection there. I did my own exhibit here, so it's like just doing what you love, and that got me, from Miami to Bahamas. And while I'm in Miami, I'm at live with Ross because it's our relationship. So it's just dope to be like, people know that I add value and I'm invited in these places. But to your point, man, that was like a once in a lifetime experience.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope.
Man, how did it feel to whip out the cassette tapes and the CDs? And I see you had the LL book, and I see they just be blown away. My reaction just watching the Rick Ross and all them guys like, damn, you got this,
Mm-hmm.
How does it feel to be like, collect that much and how do you store that shit? Like, how do you store all that stuff and keep it up, keep it in good shape? You know what I'm saying?
Because I played it as a kid. Like it's all functional. People like, did I just buy it? Like, no, everything I got it when I first came out. Like, your point. Like, who is that?
Oh, MC Bree.
So
wow. That's the In the Future in the Front tape, man.
Oh, they got the still look how dirty and old that is.
Yeah, I see. Wow.
Still got this. Y'all had this guest on. This is Soulful Moaning 95.
Yeah. That's dope. The tape. That's crazy.
Say Dale.
Man, that boy crispy too.
So that thing there, man. But it's always satisfying because it's like, they have a line. Usually when I'm there, it's a bunch of people around, but I'm able to do something a little bit different. Everybody go up to them and maybe ask them for a picture or ask them, or you remember me from high school or come talk to my grandma. But it's like, I always thought, like, how can I be different? Like, how can I be remembered when you meet me? So it's like those type of things make my day because they're smiling, they're happy, and nobody else kind of has that thing, and it just gives me like that cool factor. It reminds me of like when I was in high school at Mumford, and I was the only one with the Dr. Dre Chronic tape. Like, I felt like the man in high school because like everybody wanted to read the credits and Snoop, and it was just like the buzz around school. Like, man, I was the only one with the tape, and it's really like that same way now. So when it's like, when you don't pull out their cameras, or be like, man, I ain't even got this, man. How you got that? It's like,
right.
What I do it for that right there, man, for our culture.
Mm-hmm.
And then
man,
I store it. So
I want to ask him something.
Crazy.
What's the one?
Wow.
As an artist, you ever met an artist and presented them with something and they were surprised that you even had it, or they just like forgot all about it? They wanted to keep it.
DJ Quick, T-Pain. T-Pain, I did an episode with him and I pulled out Trick Daddy's Thugs R Us cassette, and he was talking and he was talking and he's like, man, this tape made me a better producer and everything. And he's talking like, and I grew up off of this. And he's like, wait, is this autograph, Nuface? I'm like, yeah. He's like, you giving this to me? I was like, no. So he's talking, and then you just see him do this. Put it in his back pocket. I'm like, if I just got robbed on TV,
Right.
But, DJ Quick, when I gave him that Tonight's the Night, the Compton's in his first album, DJ Quick is the name.
Yeah.
And he was like, man, I ain't even got one of these, and I made this motherfucker, man. Dang, hey, you want to sell this? You know, like some people will be wanting to buy it stuff, but I never sold, I never bought. But I try to keep the stuff like that. But to your point, like I store really all in my house. Like this is it's either gonna be cassettes, books, or CDs, or more books and art on the wall. And then I got the like a gaming room with everything from the I still got VCRs and you know, like Nintendos, things like that.
Hey, you still got that Back to the Future lunchbox?
Oh yeah.
That was one of the coldest pictures I seen you in. It was like UTI and
that boy's sweet.
and Killer Mike. Yeah.
Yeah, I got that one. I got the I actually got the car. The fucking right there. You see the Back to the Future car and Knight Rider.
What's that?
Rap City hat, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I got the Knight Rider. I stole the stuff from the Rock the Bells. They remade Raisinets and Little Kim. And these are my Funkos. So Run DMC, we got John Michael Basquiat, Easy E, Jam Master Jay, Biggie, Pop. I got all my Nintendo joints right there. 3PO and Spider-Man, Biz Markie joints. I collect all them Funkos. Trey Young, DJ Khaled, posters on the wall from Nip, all the guys, and then I still got my whole VHS collection. Like I worked at Blockbuster or something. I can still rent out VHS. So I still got the classics from the Soul Food and the Superfly and Murder Was the Case, Master P. I can go on for days. I still got the VCR. I got the vinyl. So everything pretty much like a museum. I set up everything like a museum in my house. From the video games to the books. I still got, like I said, I still got the Nintendo, that one. I got the Dreamcast still, the original Nintendo. I got the first Atari down there somewhere. So, you know, to your point, it's all in the house, man. Got a crazy insurance plan.
Yeah.
Make sure it don't go down in here, but make sure I get covered if something happens. Because I've heard war stories from DJ Drama having storage or DJ Scream, his caught on fire. So it's like I always have that in the back of my head, like, you know, what if? But I've been praying for the best, and we've been going on a good streak though. Most of this stuff is one-on-one. Like I got stuff that ain't nobody ever gonna have and can't get again.
What's your favorite album out of hip hop?
Me Against the World, Tupac, Royce the 5'9", Layers, Tip, Trap Music, this new Killer Mike Michael album, Red Man, There's a Dark Side, Scarface, The Fix, all the ones that stand out, Ice Cube, Death Certificates. Those are pretty much like my top right there.
That's dope. Hey, let me ask you, so you prefer to listen to music on cassette or on the digital platforms? Do you like the sound of the cassette still?
Yeah, most definitely. I'd be like, man, like who's that? Fast Forward eats the tape, man. If this shit my tape, I'm screwed.
Right.
Pretty much be like go on streaming sites if I have to. And I still listen to vinyl. I was late to vinyl, but I started collecting it just to add some more stuff to my collection. But I really started listening to vinyl when I'm home, but pretty much Bluetooth for the phone, Tidal. I got Tidal and got the Hella 5 playlist. So pretty much both, but I got the headphones still with the cassette player. So any wings possible. I still on VHS. I mean, yeah, I'm still on VHS, DVDs, anything. I still got everything, you know. So in case the world blow up and there's no internet, I'll be good.
All right. Hey, you managing some artists?
Yeah. I was like not secretly, but I was really doing it, just helping my friends. And a lot of people was telling me like, you know, that's a road. That's, you know, people in labels get paid for that. But I was really helping my friends and they were looking out for me. So I never really looked at it as label managing. But to your point, I technically started with two artists this about 2 months ago. An R&B singer named J Lock, a young lady named Tone Marie, and another young lady named Quisha. But prior to that, helping Fabo, it really wasn't managing. It's just like, you know, again, when you meet somebody, you want to always add value to them, right? So when I call them, I ain't never called nobody like I need something. Like, I got a show for you. I got, what's the name, got to play for you. You want to do this, you want to come to this video shoot, you want to be in this movie, you want to come to the red carpet, so you build value to where you get to the point where, people answer your phone. And they trust you with your point. So, I was doing that with Fabo at D4L, Laffy Taffy fame, and Shorty Low and all them for a while. And then there was this moment we was in Stank On You together making a song, and Killer Mike came in, was like, he was working on this album about 3 years ago, and he was like, you think you can get Fabo to come in? I think I got something I want him on. I wanted D'Angelo on it, but I want to try Fabo. So I hit Fabo up like, you want to pull up to the studio tomorrow?
Wait, that's a hell of an option, D'Angelo or Fabo. like damn.
But that was choice. And then once Fabo got out that booth the very next day, Killer Mike knew he made the right choice, because we studio like in tears, and that song is called Something for Junkies, off the Grammy winning album. So as long as Fabo been around, getting his props, it was me and his relationship that got him his first Grammy.
Wow.
I'm in the album credits, and I get a Grammy certificate for being a part of that project. And just that relationship alone with Killer Mike. I work out of his barber shop, the swag shop, so I help with the merch and the social media. So I mean, that's once again, these people that I looked at as like heroes, and my favorite rappers are like now like my personal partners, and they'll answer their phone, and it don't be about what we need. It's like, how you doing? How the family, how the kids doing? That type of thing, that type of exchange. So that really was never a goal of mine, but that's really what happened. So it transformed them into people like Nuface. You got to monetize what you're doing. Like, I know you always say money not the motivation, but fuck that. You got to start, and that's my circle of friends pushing me in that direction. And this is like artists like T.I. asking me, how can we help you monetize what you got going on? And I'm telling them, just put me in the room or the access, because get me in the room, and that's what Nuface was there. It's like just being there, and I'll work the room. And he stood up on that every time. Any opportunity, any show, I'm able to go walk right in with him, or I call him, he answers the phone, Nuface, he with us, he good, able to, he shout me out in episodes or on his podcast or his live shows, and we in arenas, and he's saying Nuface is there, and it's like, oh damn, you know what I'm saying? You can't pay for that type of thing. You can't. Even I tried to, like, I couldn't afford that type of promotion with T.I. saying, yeah, Nuface was there, Killer Mike, Big Boy saying, either you ain't like Nuface, like I'm able, and Rick Ross, like that shout out he did at his house, like you can't even like script that type of shit, because it's just being there. But I tell people, like, that's what the mantra is about, just showing up. Like, everybody be calling me like, can you get me in here? Like, I don't be knowing how I'm getting in, but I know where the location at, and I'm gonna be there. And the universe gonna take care of the rest. You know what I'm saying? I really have strong faith in the universe, and all I gotta do is show up. And I'm gonna show up as me, as every time. I don't have to change or swap out or act different around nobody. People trust me to be around them and their children, because I've never exploited no relationships. You never seen no salacious rumors, or Nuface has the video, or the slap, or the on his girlfriend, or anything like that. And there's opportunities for that. Like, I'm joking, I'm gonna be with CeeLo tonight, but I was with him when we was at the bank, his event. He came in on the horse, and the horse fucking did like this.
I remember.
Off. Yeah. That shit went viral, and of course, I'm filming it, but it never came off my page. But
right,
type the reverence and respect that I have for people like that, I'd rather just show them in a good light and let everybody else, the shade room, and anybody else want to get that type of attention. That's not me though.
That's dope. Hey, let me ask you this. So when you got to Atlanta, who was like some of the first artists you actually connected with?
Man, that's a major one, because it was Outkast. They did my first autograph with Outkast. They did an in-store for Elevators, song Me and You.
Yeah.
And your cousin. So they did that. And that was my first autograph. Got that. They signed a cassette. But in the back It was 4 guys eating Chick-fil-A. I really didn't know who they was. I snapped their picture, and I still got the picture. But that was CeeLo. That was Cujo and Timo back there eating. Maybe this week I did a show. It was a show. It was Shaka Zulu, who was now Luda's manager. He was on the radio, Poon Daddy. But they had Channel Live, the Fugees, and Goodie Mob had performed. And Andre 3000 was there. And I remember somebody had threw a bottle on the stage, and CeeLo just jumping off like in the direction of wherever the bottle came from, trying to find whoever threw that on the stage. And he sprained his ankle, and Andre said, "That's why we don't do shit. Niggas can't have shit because it's shit like that, da-da-da." Fast forward, CeeLo writes a book, an autobiography, and Gip and them are really talking about that event. As soon as he said CAU in the show and he jumped off the stage, I'm like, damn, nigga, I was there. I was right there. Like, it's like stuff like that is those moments where it's like, and people were telling me, like, you've been there for some monumental moments. So it was just like the same thing with that. It's like, just show up.
Right.
You met the Dungeon family, Rico Wade and all those guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about, you know, those guys and, you know, the respect Rico got out there in the South, you know.
Very underrated, because you got to think, you know, prior to that, Atlanta was taken like from Miami bass. So they were booty shakers, what we called it, strip club music, and Whoop, there it is, and Kilo Ali, and it was Rico Wade was the first one to find Atlanta's sound at the time. Because JD was around, but JD was known for sampling other people's music. It was Rico Wade and Organized Noise, Sleepy Brown and Ray Murray and Big Rube and Society of Souls and a Quan Praiser, who was part of a group called Parental Advisory, the first people on LaFace that started that. So you got to think these early days of TLC, and then you got Dallas Austin. They were part of the people who created and curated the actual what Atlanta to, you know, really symbolize what we looked like and sounded like through music. Soulful, they didn't sample at all. Like even the whole point of Players Ball, that whole part about all the players. I'm talking about a Black Man Heavy, Cadillac, L Dog. Like he talks about originally having a sample from a pimp movie, but he learned his lesson with Parental Advisory and how they charged him for sampling. So that's what urged him to just do it himself. That's why his voice is the one that's saying that, because he's like, fuck that. I ain't got to pay for a sample. I just do it myself and talking Atlanta things. So come to find out, so he created that. And the Dungeon, that was where he stayed, and that was his mother's house. So you got to think, like his mother is letting his friends in, but his friends is like younger kids, like a Big Boy and Dre coming out of high school, and Cujo, and like they just come, like she doesn't know what's going on, but she has faith in what her son belief is, and whatever y'all do in the basement, she bringing them lunch or water, like, you know what I'm saying? Those type of people need to be heralded and appreciated more, because, without that acceptance, we probably wouldn't have got any of the music we got. So all that music was provided, and that was the soundscape was, Rico Wade with, of course, Sleepy Brown help, Ray Murray and the sound. So, he's very heralded, and for him to get lost is a major loss. Just being in his service and seeing the people that came out from the whole, everybody. I mean, it was nobody that wasn't at that service, and then just to see the love and admiration, I wish he was able to get it. But the best part is that he went out on a high. The 404 day, we celebrate that like Detroit celebrates 313 day. So we had a 404 day brunch. I got to see him again there. One Music Fest. Killer Mike performed and brought him out, and everybody like, what do you mean bringing out Rico Wade? Is he gonna rap? But no, he brought him out because he did the intro to his album. The first voice you hear on Killer Mike's album is Rico Wade, then CeeLo, produced by Corey Moe. That wins a Grammy. So, and he's in the video, Down by Law. So it's and Killer Mike was like, I'm gonna see to it that his kids get that Grammy and that love, because he went out on a high, like, health issues pending and all that stuff. But that's kind of the way you want to go out with, on a high, winning a Grammy and being a part of on the shows and getting the love from that city. But that's gonna be a major loss to the city. We just did a reunion the other day for at the Dungeon. Every Andre, Big Boy, Killer Mike, Goodie, all the children too, like the second generation, third generation, all showed up at the Dungeon. And Andre did a free show at the Piedmont Park for Atlanta Jazz Festival. It wasn't rap. Everybody thought we're gonna get a bar or something.
Yeah, I seen that. Hey, what you think about LL saying Andre should rap? That's crazy.
I mean, I get it. I mean, that should be like make America great again, make Andre rap again. I mean, I get it. I get evolution, but it's just like, he says he can't find nothing to rap about his age, but you see him every other year. He pop out on the Future song. He did the engineers, scientists, and engineers with Mike. So clearly, he still got it. It's just a matter, locking in. We got to get this Outkast, and I would hate this. I mean, not hate. It'd be bittersweet if we get an Outkast, but I would hate it for to be, now we don't have Rico Wade. That would have been, the sound. That would have been the full circle moment if he was a part of that. But if he's able to buy the Outkast reunion album, then he did his job with his legacy.
Yeah, I was trying to get Rico out here in Detroit for Dilla Day. My boy Rockman had called him for me, and he's like, Rock man, what are we gonna do? What I supposed to do out there? We just want him to come out and embrace the producers and stuff. My boy was just on his case every Dilla Day. He'd call him up.
Man, his joke to me was always because I'm always there and I always take these candid photos of events or things that's going on. So I would always have these photos. So when I seen him at one music fest, 8Ball and MJG was there and Rico was there. So I took the picture of him and Rico always be like, man, ain't gonna see the pictures in 10 years. 5 years later, you ain't gonna post with it. So he literally gave me his number. So because of that, I had him on touch, and I would send him pictures that I would just see in my memory and be like, oh, that's what's up. So at least we kind of had that exchange before he got, and I got his phone number. Same with Birdman. I pulled out some video when he went to 85 South Show. I showed up because I was at Miami for the Source Award with my camcorder, and I showed him the footage when I met Lil Wayne and he was there, and everybody. He's like, damn, Playboy, where you get this from? Send it to me. So it's like I got Birdman. I be getting people phone number because they just be wanting the footage, or they want a picture or something. Like even T-Pain, I pulled out some of his DJ. He's like, this when DJ Monte was fat. Let me take a picture. Man, you know what I'm saying? Just so when they take pictures and stuff, I'll be like, I know I got them right there.
Yeah, that's dope. Hey, talk about working. So what's your role at the Trap Museum, and how did that come about?
So when the idea came about, so originally it wasn't even going to be a museum. It was going to be a pop-up shop for T.I.'s album, The Dime Trap, which was his 10th album, 10 years in the music. He's going to do a pop-up for a week. He sell the album, do a podcast there. DJ Greg Street did radio. And they were going to just be able to have it open for a limited time. But when that happened, they called me and was like, everybody's telling me we can't do this without Nuface. And there's some people that knew me and some people that knew me recommended me. So it was just a lot of people calling me. And so they, for me, I collect all hip hop. So, but trap is kind of pretty easy for me to just decipher. All right, Jeezy, Gucci, it's I can be like that's trap. So I pulled out every magazine T.I. ever been on, every cassette, because I know it's his spot. So I pulled up for a meeting that day and just unloaded on the floor, and then niggas like, damn. Okay. So they put me in this room called the Legacy collection and everything like that. And ever since then, any activation, Trapper of the Year, that we celebrate a trap artist or an artist every year, they call me. And currently, Grills by Scotty is a local dude. He's like their Paul Wall or Johnny Dang for Atlanta. He does grills. So we did an exhibit. So I had to research the history of grills. I put out every CD or tape that I got with somebody with grills. He made me a mold. He made Kawan Prather, Issa Rae grills, T.I. grills, King's, his son's grill. So we got an exhibit on grills there. So it's just been a dope partnership. Anytime they got something going on, I'm able to take artists or friends there, give them a tour. And they just give me free range to just kind of promote, they'll support. And even when I had my museum, my solo museum, they supplied me the cups, they supplied me with some merch. They posted about it. So it's just like, it's like a family, man. Again, adding value to something always gonna have its reward. So, I'm still with them today, and it's a legacy room. So everybody kind of free range. I ain't got to wait in line. I ain't got free drinks. I could take, like I remember taking Gangsta Boo there. Got her a hoodie and showed her my cassette on there. Mia X, her stuff. Trina, like I'm able to take artists there, other people and just give them a little bit of tour and see themselves on there with my collection, of course, too.
You run into Tupac's family down there in Atlanta?
Yeah. So I used to go. So Afeni Shakur had a camp when Pac passed. And then the first show Pac had was at CAU. I don't know if you recall. When he shot those cops in Stone Mountain, he shot those cops and then came to CAU and performed at the homecoming. And Poon Daddy talks about seeing him run leaving out the car and he got the hot pistol, he was running late but he performed, but those type of things. But later on, Afeni Shakur had this a camp for kids. She taught poetry, she had teach dance, creative writing. So I inducted my kids in it, so they would go there for summer camps. I would drop them off, and while I'm dropping them off, I get to talk with Afeni, and she's giving me lessons and teaching me things, and I'm able to have this relationship with her. And then when the Tupac movie came out, they had the red carpet movie premiere. I was able to attend with her, and I got autographs with her. And I always met my daughter. I got an autograph magazine with her on the cover of XXL. So great woman, and she awarded me fatherhood single father of the year award. Her and Judge Eveline from Divorce.
Yeah.
They had this group called, and they would always Unsung Fathers Award. So they gave me a suit, an award that I still have, and it's from Afeni Shakur. And I only had one daughter then, and I was like, damn, Tupac mama gave me this. I gotta make sure I do right by her. You know what I'm saying? So, and I credit that to hip hop again. Songs like Dear Mama, Shaquille O'Neal, Biological Didn't Bother, or the best motivation was Jay-Z and Beanie Siegel, that song Daddy Where Have You Been? Daddy, you never kicked at the ball, we never played at all. I was like, I need to make sure my kids never make a song about that about me. or Eminem, I'm sorry mama, I got
right.
whatever I do in life, make sure my kids say something positive. I don't get a song like that. Hopefully I get it Dear Daddy or something. So, but with Afeni Shakur giving me the award, that really was a precursor for making sure I be solid with my children, and that gave me a motivation because she instilled that in me. At that point I was just happy to be in my daughter's life, and I was just single father finding it out. But when somebody give you a stamp from this Tupac mama, she taught me things like, if your kid was doing something wrong, she didn't beat Tupac or give him whooping. She would give him a book or a newspaper or some literature and make them read it and tell them, what did you learn? And fast forward, it wasn't discipline, because we wouldn't get that music that we got because he was talking about Black Panther. That's the stuff that she provided for him. So, when that comes to my case, I didn't whoop any of my children. Break it out a book. Break it out. Tell me what you learned. We're gonna write about it. Tell me, what did we learn here? Talk about Malcolm X. Talk about Farrakhan. Read about Sojourner Truth, things like that. And so she taught me that type of thing, through literature. So that was a great relationship, and with that family, through all that, I got memories of every day she did a concert for Tupac's birthday. So she had Bun B or Ross. I remember one with Erykah Badu and Mike Epps hosted it at the camp. So it's just I have all these great memories with her and being with her. And to know that was my favorite artist. You see this collage right here is all Tupac. That was the first time that I cut stuff out of my magazines, because I collect magazines. So I never tore the pages like other people put it on the wall. But when Pac passed, I was like, that was a goat to me. I just remember when it happened, and I was like, that really touched me. So I was like, I'm gonna go through every magazine I got with Pac. I'm gonna make a collage and just show my love. And I gave her a print. I gave her a big print, and they put it on display at the museum. So Greg Street, it's a certain people that got some of those prints of mine too. Great people.
What was it like we got two more for you. What was it like that day hanging out with Nipsey Hussle,
Oh man, I got that picture right here. I'm gonna show you too. It was great. I waited in line as usual. I brought out the cassette. The Nipsey cassette. Waited in line because it was for the release of his
the $100 tape or something.
Oh, it was a release for the Puma.
Oh, okay.
Puma Victory Lap Pumas. So they had these. They were giving these out to the people. I waited in line like everybody else. Get the opportunity, but I pull out the Nas It Was Written cassette. That was signed. I brought out Scarface the Diary. That was signed. I brought out my Red Man cassette. That was signed. And
You
I
brought
had
your kids out was with you right that day, what?
artists with me. Yep.
Yeah.
And I Victory Lap CD and the Victory Lap cassette tape. But once he saw those other tapes, he was like, "Oh no, it's official." Like I got it. He signed the inside of his tape and everything. So and that's where we get this photo right here with
With your kids.
And again, talking about making an impression. Like maybe 2 weeks later, I'm with my friend DJ Kerosene. We had some event and Nipsey there, but I remember taking a selfie with my friend and took it with him. And then you take a picture. We don't do like women, but like, let me see the picture. We just keep it moving. And I remember looking at the picture later at night, and Nipsey's in the back doing like this, throwing up set, like he photobombed. I tell people all the time, like that was the greatest photobomb. But what he had said that night was like, it really touched me because he was like, "You don't remember me," and I was like, "Nigga, you Nipsey, yeah." But he was like, "I remember you came with your daughters, and I signed the cassette." Like he remembered me. Like that would set me off like, damn, because that is usually the reverse. Like I remember being with Eric Sermon and Eric Sermon telling my mama, like, your son a legend. I'm like, nigga, I'm supposed to be saying that to you. Like, mom, this is Eric Sermon and EPMD, but it touched me because Nipsey remembered who I was and he remembered that exchange. And so, like I said, that cassette that I got, somebody may have the cassette, the red cassette, but nobody in the world's gonna have it autographed. You know what I'm saying? Every autograph I got, I probably got a photo or a video on the phone with the proof. So like I know when basketball people, they be looking for a certificate of authenticity or maybe it's fucking counterfeit or whatever, man. No, I got proof. And I even collect the markers that I get the autographs. So the Sharpies. So even that can be a collection because I got some and I write the names of it. So like this one gonna say Pusha T, Ashanti, Killer Mike, Charlamagne the God, then this one might say
his
all the markers and you can be like, damn, Dick Gregory touched this, Nipsey touched this, but Ja Rule touched this one. Like, just that type of thing. Like I really am a hoarder. Like I don't throw shit away. Like, I mean, I still got my beeper. Like still got my fucking razor, my phone. Anything go out. I got any kind of phone you need. I got which one you want? The Nextel Chirp. Any phone, man. Ain't no Nokia. You got all the games before internet. I can go all day. And like I got the magic bag, man.
Dude's gonna be at home with their girl, and it's like, see, baby, I ain't throwing none of that away in the basement.
Because I grew up. So one story that stuck out is like, I was in Detroit. I just was surrounded by the street people. Like I wasn't street. They kind of protected me. Like I just seen the rewards of it in my head. Like, oh, nice cars. Like my family, they had Daytons and 100-spoke Daytons, and they dropped me off at school in the Cutlass and Monte Carlos and Regals. And I'm like, damn, like I'm just a product of it, a bystander. But so I was like, I thought in my head I wanted to sell dope, but they knew to keep me. That wasn't my life. But with that, if a house got raided, I would find out, I would know, and I would go to the house and get the VCR, all of the shit, the video, the shit.
You was raiding the house after the raid.
It was the people that I knew. So when they get out, or once everything got squared away, when they get out and they come home, I'm like this, like, here's the VCR, bro. I kept all this for you. And it got to the point they was like, damn, damn. I could have sold it, I could have kept it, but shit, they like, you could have it because shit, it probably would have been gone anyway. So like a lot of my stuff, it's from niggas from the street that's probably even locked now. Some of my friends still locked up, like with their name, because we used to write our stuff on it. I would write Nuface on my mixtapes. I would put music to drive by. I would make them mixtapes, music to fuck to, all that music to love about, all the I used to sell mixtapes, but it's just those type of memories, man. It's like I knew it was valuable to keep things. Like my grandma raised me about that. people would ask her for bell bottoms. She's like, I knew it to come back in style. Like, that's why she never threw stuff away. And I just kind of kept that mantra. And I was raised around so many people. Like, my uncles went to the army, and they'd always be like, I went to the army, and grandma, my wife, they threw the stuff away, or they got rid of it, or just didn't really care. So even when I moved to Atlanta from Detroit, I took my whole room. I learned. I didn't leave nothing. I didn't want to put that on my mama. Like, if she wanted to move somebody else in, or I ain't want her to have to worry about. I took my whole life to Atlanta on a Greyhound and made out of them trunks. You remember them huge foot trunks with the latch on it and it. Man, I took about 4 of them here with my fucking gang, Nintendo, VHS, my clothes, all feelers. I used to always wear feelers, so I took about 12 feelers, my Coogee sweaters, my Maurice Malones, everything, all Detroit. Now I took my whole life, so my mother didn't have to worry about taking care of anything. But the downside of that is when I end up having a house fire and shit, lost everything, really. I mean, I kept some of the stuff, like even some of my stuff you'll see like burns, or some of my cassettes won't open all the way up because of the moisture, that. So it's stuff in my collection that, a lot of people say, Nuface got everything, but they don't know the story. Like, when I lost everything, like, I had money, I'm a Detroit nigga, so I had cash in the house. Shit, I remember going to the Federal Reserve because they'd take the money long as the strip was in it. So imagine going and watching your life savings and you doing this. Like, is this one good? Give them $100 bill, and they like, nah, that one not good. This one good? Yeah, that one good. All right, so watching because I was just walking around the house trying to save whatever I could or look for my money because I knew I had it under my bed. And like, the ceiling fell, so I'm just, where could money be? But I just remember a time where I lost everything. I had to start all over, but that's what birthed Nuface, because I had to buy clothes over again. And I'm a Detroit nigga, so I was like, I still had to be fresh no matter what. So I'm going to Goodwill and I'm remixing and put my name on it or putting, messages on it. So that's what created the clothing line, because it was like, I'm still a Detroit nigga, and I want to make sure nobody gonna wear what I got on. I can't wear all my Coogies and my feeler shit burnt down, so I'm gonna make sure these niggas know I'm still a Detroit nigga by heart.
What you got coming out next? I know you're doing podcasting as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I tape a monthly show called The New Style at a clothing store called Giorgio's. I do about 4 episodes a week there. I mean, a month there. We just did Young Jock, OJ the Juice Man, Scrappy. And that's basically like, it reminds me of like when Fab Five Freddy would do Yo MTV Raps, or down here DJ Jelly would do MCAP TV, where it's just like on the spot where we in the clothing store. So it ain't nothing, no sit down, nothing deep, maybe about 20 minutes, quick questions. I pull out some stuff out of my bag, but we're in the clothing store that everybody shops at. So it's like the last 5 minutes. I remember that show Shopping Spree, where you get the grocery cart and you got like a limited time to shop.
Yeah.
So I do this challenge where 5 minutes, you get 5 minutes to pick out an outfit. And whatever you pick out in the 5 minutes, we're going to put it on the floor. We're going to judge it. And that's like, that's your thing. We're going to name the outfit. And then we give them clothes at the end. I also work with 85 South Show with helping them get guests. I'm a reoccurring role on there. Beehive as well. I help book guests on there. I've been reoccurring guests on his show. I'm also part of the co-host of Jerry Clark's Storytime, legendary Jerry's podcast on iHeart. We just did. That's why we went to Dallas. We went to the Togetherland Festival and interviewed the DOC from NWA in Dallas. So we sat down with him. We just released the Bow Wow episode today with iHeart. And just building this catalog for this documentary. I was a part of the Freaknik documentary. And like I said, I was there, and I was one of them niggas with the camcorder. So when they had the documentary, just like the Trap Music Museum, people was like, ain't no way this can happen without Nuface. I know he got some tapes. I know he got some stuff. So they came to the house. I had the VCRs. I said, I ain't mailing my tapes. You're going to have to come to the house. You have to watch it with me and tell me what you want, and then we're going to record it and digitize it from there. And so they did that. They paid me for the footage they used. They didn't even really use a lot, but they paid me for what they said they was going to use. My name in the credits. I went to the screening with Luke and Jermaine Dupri and the whole Atlanta. And we just doing the Magic City doc is coming up next. Same thing. They reached out to me because that was a club that I've always went to. I remember the start of BMF, just seeing that growth in there. So I mean, I was familiar with that. So they called me to tell some stories about Magic City. So that Rock the Bells cruise is coming back around. So hopefully I'm a part of that. I don't think they're doing a museum, so to say, but I may be doing a hip hop trivia or just to be a part of some capacity. And then Trap Music Museum again, then One Music Fest coming back to Atlanta. So that was pretty, and Birthday Bash.
Okay.
And Rick Ross Car and Bike Show. It's the anniversary. So Friday I'll be at the Promised Land again.
Yeah.
Out the cars doing a couple interviews. My Nuface was there, that type of thing. So, you know, just being out here supporting the culture, man. Supporting my artists and things like that. Tonight I'm at celebrating CeeLo Green's birthday party. We had Cheetahs, an adult lounge. You know, so I helped book artists for that. We did Jock, Fabo, Lil Scrappy, Chaotic, Derez Deshaun, Killer Mike last week, and tonight so Green. So we celebrating his birthday and style. And again, this is somebody the first, like I told y'all, full circle. This is one of the first people I met in Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? He was jumping off the stage.
Right.
I remember that moment, and I remember him eating Chick-fil-A. So it's just like, you know, full circle moments is what it's all about. But it's just about creating history and that legacy and still representing Detroit. Because, you know, a lot of people move, but people here always commend me. Like, one thing about it, you would think Nuface is from Atlanta, but nigga, we know he's from the D.
I see.
So one thing that nigga ain't never had, and I ain't never scared to go back home. I ain't one of them niggas that don't go back home. I go back home. I be with Hopkins. I went to Heaven Studio. Royce called me up. Nigga, I love going back. It ain't nothing nobody can tell me I can't go back. It ain't never one of them where I just moved away and forgot about the D. And
Right.
And I'm representing for us here. That's all.
That's dope.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you for your time, man. Keep curating for Detroit hip hop, Atlanta hip hop. Keep rocking the Bad Boys and Pistons gear.
Hey, one last question. Do people ever send you stuff like they like, I think he would like this? Like,
I was just about to say thank you to this brother DJ Butter here. He saw me on the boat, and he saw me on the boat, and he like, man, I got something for you. I know you need something for it. So I'm like, okay, I got you. And he sent me something, and I'm just reading it stuff, and I'm like, oh shit, like dang. Old Detroit newspapers. I'm like, somebody sent me these Death Row. What's these? The Death Row. The Death Row Ewings.
Oh wow.
Damn.
They sent me the Death Row Ewings. They sent me the stuff like that. Shoes. They sent me the YG has some shoes. YG has some Cortez, but it's his version of them.
Okay. That's dope.
They sent me those.
What is blood red?
They sent me then they sent me Kendrick Lamar has some Adidas. So one was like blood and the other one was blue in the sole. So these are Kendrick Lamar logo. Somebody else sent me a jacket of Def Jam jacket. And it was one of 200 celebrating, I think at that time 20 years, and Russell Simmons signed it. So things like that. Yeah, they always donate stuff to me. Everybody be like, I know it's in your hands, and I know it's gonna be taken care of in your hands. So to your question, yeah, I get that a lot. It's like I'm almost running out of space. Like I tell people that, like running out of space. I can show you, and I got kids, and this room done turned into a Nuface room. So if you look at this is all the magazines.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. The art on the wall, the T.I., the Nipsey Hussle. And again, I'll be out here branding. So leather, I get free leathers to do, make my custom leather stuff. All leather. And then starter. Shout out to my guy, Ty Mopkins out of Detroit. He got, locked in. These are all starters. I ain't had to pay for nothing on this rack. I done bought all these racks. I ain't had to pay for nothing on this rack. All these clothes is stuff from the culture, Free clothes, free stuff. So don't never tell me social currency ain't real. And just got these signed today. I pulled up on Chris Webber I pulled up on Chris Webber all the Slam magazines and the cassette tape that he did the song with Corrupt.
With Corrupt, yeah.
Fucking blew his mind. Both jerseys, man. And told him a little tidbit that I I was in that house when you know, when Jalen got, yeah, and he said he was on his way too. He told me that story. I was like, I didn't say it on camera then, but Nuface was there. I just wasn't Nuface. I remember that day vividly. Because again, I was there in Detroit, but I was not Nuface. So you know, it's a lot of things I could tell stories about the Detroit days, but that's a whole nother movie. Like one thing that do stick out is I remember being in Detroit, me saying I'm gonna move to Atlanta, and by the time I moved here, they already had the billboard up. They already have the world is yours billboard, and then same with Eminem. I lived on 7 Mile in Rutherford. The hip hop shop was right across the street. Right. So I would buy. That's where I would buy. I didn't have to go to a mall for Maurice Malone's. I would walk across the street. I still got the T-shirt, the jeans, the ashtray. I would go over there and see Royce was free. Proof would be over there. I met M. Next time I see Eminem from Detroit, from there was at Lakewood Theater. He doing the Up and Smoke tour with Dr. Dre and Ice Cube and Snoop Dogg. So you just watch me say I'm about to move to Atlanta when I get here. He done took over the whole city, invented making it rain, and then Eminem, by the time full circle moment, he done blew up and he just not the same person anymore. And it's just like I'm addicted to people's evolution. And I love just seeing the journey with anything. So that's anything. Same with me. Everything's the same. It's just the relationships that got grown and tighter, man.
That's dope.
Yeah, we appreciate your time, Nuface. Nuface is always there. He was there, is there, gonna be there.
Right.
Got the logo too.
Oh, damn, that's so cool.
Yeah, the Nuface with that logo going crazy. I put it on all my posts and that's my watermark. So everybody repost my stuff, they see the logo, they know it now.
Right.
I definitely appreciate y'all time, man. Keep me posted,
man.
We
will. We're gonna stay tuned for your artists too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Love and respect, man. I appreciate
you, man. Thanks for coming out.
Keep fresh in the flesh. Nuface.
And we out.
Yep.